To help prep for the week, we're going to do some squashes. I think enough to, I don't know, 3, 4, 5 days, but I kind of wanted to do some experimenting and see which flavor of squash I liked better, and I want to try to freeze some spaghetti squash. So let's get into what we're going to do and see what we think. Hi, this is Terry. I've been maintaining a 180-pound weight loss for over a year with a clean, whole foods, meat-focused, low-carb, low-calorie approach. The first one we're going to do is going to be a spaghetti squash. Well, that's not straight, Terry. Let's try that again. Let's see if I can do it straight. Not very, but that's all right. Go. So now this is spaghetti squash, so I'm going to scoop out the guts. I'll be right back. Okay, so I've got those done. I've got some avocado oil. I'm going to put some of this on here. Get me a glove because you know how I am. I'm bougie like that. Got to have a glove. All right. So now I'm going to put some avocado oil on here. And I'm going to kind of smear it around. I'm going to splash it out onto my counter there, looks like. And I can't remember how long we do it. I've done it a bunch of times, but I can't remember. I've got my oven preheating to 350. And I'll check it in about 20 minutes and see how it's doing. I'm just going to put it on all over. Put you back here. Alright, so now where's some salt? Just going to sprinkle a little salt all over it too. I wanted to see about, I used to love eating regular spaghetti noodles with some garlic salt and butter. And I just want to see how these taste with garlic salt and butter. So these are ready, so we're going to set these aside and wait till the other squash is done before we put them in the oven. Next up, we've got this acorn squash. What I want to do with it is, I didn't do this last time. Last time I made it, I left it in the in the peel, and I kind of want to peel it and see what I think about cooking it that way. You know, like peel it, cube it up, and do the same with this one. So I'm going to scoop out the insides. So I had asked my sister how she made these, and because I knew she would have a crock pot method, and she did. But this time, today, I just want to cube it up, and I want to go about that route, which means I'm going to be peeling the outer peeling off. So I'm going to work on peeling them, and I'll be back. Now I've got them like in slices, so we'll cube them up in a minute. I wanted to go ahead and get working on this one. So I'm going to cut off this end, and then this end. It's funny, I couldn't remember which one was dark, the butternut squash or the acorn squash. Now I know. Here's a comparison in color. So the lighter one, that actually looks a little bit like the rutabaga. So I want to see if this peeler will work. It would not work on the other one because the other one has like little grooves and stuff in it. So I just want to know. I think I've done this before on my butternut squash. So, yep, it's working. So I'm going to go ahead and peel this butternut squash. And I'm going to listen to some K-Love. And I will be back when I'm done peeling this. All right, we got it peeled. It looks a lot like a pumpkin, I think. Like the coloring. So now we got to cut it in half. See if we can get it cut in half. I know I make y'all nervous when I cut things, don't I? I'm Come on, fella. We need in there. Now, we could do this. Since we did that, let's cut off the bell. There we go. Now we got the bell. And then we can do this. Put this back in that crack that I made there. Then I don't have the bell interfering. There we go. Man, the stem of the butternut, that's really good. I don't have a bunch of, there's not a lot of like inner stuff like seeds and guts up at the top. I think it's all down in the bottom because look how pretty that is. That's really meaty. Yep. Okay. Alright. Pull these out. I'll still have to take the innards out of this piece, but let's go on and cut this up here. I'm just going to do, I don't know, about an inch size pieces maybe. So let me cut through this one more time. Alright, so there we go. So done, and done. So now we got these all inch size pieces. I wonder if butternut squash tastes okay raw. You know we're going to try it here in a minute. I just have to. First off, I got to cut this one in half long ways. Don't worry. If you're seeing this video, I still have my fingers. So don't worry for me. There we go. Alright. So now I'm going to keep cutting and get these in inch cubes on the butternut squash, and then we'll cut up the acorn squash. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and cut up the acorn squash. So just little chunks like this, about the same size as the other one. So I'll get these chopped up and I will be right back. Okay, so the last part, we're going to cut this little jobber in half. And I'm going to get my spoon here. I'm going to scoop out the insides. That's what the inside of the bell looks like. I'll be right back. Okay, so I got them cleaned out. So now I'm just going to go on and cut these up just like the others. I actually ended up I need another bowl or either another cookie sheet. So I'll have those two go in, and then the one that has my spaghetti squash on it. There. Okay. Now let me get this cleaned up and I'll be right back. Okay, so I got my avocado oil again. I'm going to kind of drizzle it. Gotta take the lid off. And then I'm going to drizzle it all over everything. Give it a little stir. I'm actually going to put a little bit of salt on here. When I made them last time, I did them a special way with some butter and some Splenda. I'm not going to do them that way. I'm just going to roast them plain this time. Oh, hey, I said I want to know what they taste like raw. Let's pick up this little fella right here. We're going to taste him in just a second. So, okay. Got everything coated. Now, let's taste. I want to know butternut squash tastes raw. Yeah. I don't think I want to put it on my salads. Alright. So now this is acorn squash. Put a little salt on it. You can add whatever seasonings you like. I don't really know how I want to season these yet, so that's why I'm just doing a little bit of salt. Let's try one. I like that one raw better than that one. So, alright, let's go to the oven. Okay, so we're going to put in the acorn squash. And I think this goes face down, if I remember correct. And then our spaghetti squash. I'm pretty sure it did it for 40 minutes. But I'll set a timer for 30 minutes. And then we'll come take a look at it. So here we go. 3-0. It's been about 25 minutes. I'm going to swap the things. Put you up here for a minute. Set you up here. I was just watching my video previously to see what I did because I done forgot, y'all. But in all fairness, last time I left the thing on it. So anyway, but last time I did 30 minutes and then I put the sauce on it and put it back in. So anyway, so it's been, what I say, 20 minutes. We're going to do 10 more minutes and I'll be right back. All right, let's pull these out and have us a look-see. Burn my refrigerator. Alright. What I want to see is how this one looks. The spaghetti squash first. The fork goes in it pretty good, so I'm going to consider that probably done. I'm going to flip them over. I don't want this to drop. I'm going to flip them over and let these come to room temperature. So those are done. I'm going to set them to the side. I'm going to kind of stir these up here a little bit. Just kind of get them from sticking to the container or from make them so they don't stick to the foil. All right. That looks good. I'm going to do the same with these. Kind of mix them around. Since I did not do them in the, in the skin, they're a little bit different than before. So now what I'm going to do, doing it a little different than last time. Last time I did this, I used some butter and a concoction. Well, I'm just going to spray a little bit extra virgin olive oil on it. Just to make them be a little moist. And then I have some Truvia Sweet Complete Brown with a hint of molasses. This has 8 total carbs in 2 teaspoons. And of course there's 7 of erythritol. So if you're doing net carbs, there would be 1 net carbs. But I'm not doing a teaspoon in a serving. I'm just going to sprinkle just a little bit over each piece. I'm going to do the same thing over here. Just sprinkling some on. I don't want a whole bunch of them on there. Now, I got this spoon. I'm going to kind of mix that up a little bit. Just kind of get it all over if I can. And we're going to put them back in. Like I said, the last time I did it, I was watching my video, and I did it 30 minutes, and then I put the butter, and I used Splenda. I used stevia last time, the squirt stevia, and a pinch of cinnamon, I think. So I'm going to put just a hint of cinnamon on here too. Give me just a second. These little mason jars are so cute, but there's not holes at the top. So you kind of have to, do something if you want just a small amount, which is what I'm doing here. Just a little pinch here and there. Now when I made them, I had some chopped walnuts that I put on them. I'm not going to do chopped walnuts. I'm going to try them just like this and see what I think. Wait a minute. You don't have any on you. You don't have any on you. Just kind of looking for little naked pieces. There we go. All right. So we're going to put this back in the oven for 5 more minutes. Let's pull these out, and we're going to let them sit out. Up here, we're just going to let them cool before we taste them, because I love y'all, but not enough to get a burned mouth. So I'm going to let them cool down, and we will come back and taste them after they've cooled down. They look really pretty though. Too hot to eat, but doesn't that look pretty? Okay, so we're going to give these a taste. So that's it was just 1 acorn squash and 1 butternut squash. Let's give them a taste. Come up here. So here's the acorn squash. That's really good. I can taste the cinnamon and the brown sugar. That's good. Now let's try a butternut squash here. Yeah. I think I might like the butternut squash better. I don't know. They're both good. Butternut squash is easier to work with because the acorn squash, you know, it has like those little bumps that you have to kind of cut around. But had I just left it in the shell and baked it that way, then I could just scoop it right out. But anyway, I'm going to have 1 more bite of these. And then I'm going to get these. I'm going to get these in serving sizes. And as soon as spaghetti squash is cool, we'll do that. I better double check the acorn squash. Gotta make sure ain't no bugs in it. So that is I actually mixed them so that there's a little bit in acorn squash in a couple of them. But that's about 180 to 200 grams of the butternut acorn squash servings. All right, I'm pretty sure they're cooled off. So now I'll do the scraping of my fork to make it become into spaghettis. Trying to see if I can do it this way. You can see that maybe. You do this, and it just scrapes right out and becomes long spaghetti. So I'm gonna finish doing this, and I'll be back. Okay, so this is how it looks when it's done. This is the skin of it. You just scrape it all off there. You might have a few extra strands, but you can stand and pick it all off if you want to. I'm going to let that be that. What I will say is the longer you cook it, if you cook it long enough, I could have just pulled it off with my gloves and not needed a fork. Look at that. It's like a spaghetti noodle. Now, it isn't spaghetti, and it doesn't taste exactly like spaghetti. So it's still squash, but it gives you the texture and the mindset of spaghetti. So put this with some pasta sauce and meat, and that would be good. But I want to try something really, really bad. So I used to take it, and regular spaghetti, and I would put butter with it. And I put in like some garlic salt. Well, it's got plenty of olive oil in it, or avocado oil, so I just want to put some garlic salt on it. I'm going to try not to get too much. All right. Let's see how it tastes. Another reason why I wanted to do this was I wanted to see how this freezes. So, that's good. So you could have it if you weren't eating the marinara sauce. All right, I'm going to put that in serving sizes, bowls, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I made 3 servings of spaghetti squash. These each, I just did 160 grams, so that way it could all fit into 3 servings. So I'll pull these out. We're going to pop them in the freezer along with the other veggies. The other squash I just made, we'll pop it in the freezer and put them in my rotation. I'm really interested in seeing how these defrost because I don't recall doing that before. So, all right, popping these in the freezer. And that's my 3 ways of doing squash for my fun little meal prep this weekend. Acorn, butternut, and spaghetti. All right, thanks for watching. Bye.